It's Saturday morning. Just want to say hi. We're cooking some turkey bacon. And we're gonna have some toast and eggs. I'm not exactly sure how I want to cook my eggs yet because I'm using cast iron and I'm a one pan kind of person. I don't like using more pans than necessary, and I feel like I can cook a decent egg on cast iron. I may be wrong, it may be a horrible, horrible mistake, but we will find out. I'm going to say hi, Zeke. Just say good morning. I don't really know what happened to my egg. But do you see all those, like, bubbles? That's never happened before. I put some oil in it because I didn't want it to stick to the cast iron because cast iron has, like, pores, and getting egg out of there is atrocious. So I put extra oil, and I probably put a lot too much oil. But you see all those bubbles? It's so weird. So I got done cooking breakfast. Here's what it looks like. It's not the best presentation. I decided to make some hot chocolate last minute because someone's coffee is my hot chocolate. I've been drinking it all day, every day. One fact about me and my family is that most of us, do not buy like the little Christmas hot chocolate packets very often, if at all, because our family just uses like cocoa powder and sugar and salt and mixes it up, puts milk in it, and there's your hot chocolate, and it's delicious, and it saves you a lot of money. So yeah, it's fun, but we also don't use measurements, so. Like my personal one that I like is like 3 spoonfuls of sugar to 1 scoopful of cocoa powder, which is a lot of sugar, but I like mine very sweet. And then I put half and half in it to cool it down and make it creamier. But yeah, so that's just a little fact about my family. I decided to put some cheese on my eggs. See how that goes. Okay, it actually cooked really well on the cast iron, and it's not going to be difficult to clean at all, so I'm ecstatic about that. And I cooked my toast on the cast iron as well, because I don't like it super toasty. I just like it like that. And I think it turned out pretty well. I'm going to give Zeke a piece. He fell down. But he loves food. He will eat that whole piece of toast. Like, I just handed it to him whole, and he just takes bites. This kid with food. It's amazing. You may have noticed, I want to talk to y'all about something that is near and dear to my heart, and I consider it to be a very serious topic. Y'all saw the little pills on my plate for my breakfast time routine, which I don't actually have a breakfast time routine. I don't know why I said routine. But, so I take 1,000 milligrams of magnesium a day, and that's because I had started to get leg cramps, and at first I thought it was a blood clot, and it wasn't. Whenever they did the ultrasound, and then my doctor was like, well, let's try magnesium, and it's helped a lot. So it's magnesium deficient, which most people are. So if you have like problems falling asleep, or have muscle cramps, you could be magnesium deficient because you get magnesium from dark greens, and a lot of people don't eat enough dark greens. So don't take too much though. Just do what the bottle says. I take a lot because it was prescribed to me, but just do what the bottle says. You don't want too much magnesium. And this one is just a hair, skin, and nails pill, because I'm trying to get my hair to grow out, and my nails. I have a problem with biting my nails. I need to stop. But this one is what I really want to talk about. This one is saline, I think is how it's pronounced. Anyway, it's an antidepressant. And I know there's a lot of stigma around antidepressants and anxiety medication, and a lot of people are just like, you don't need that, just go exercise and eat good food and think happy thoughts and you'll be fine. It'll cure your depression, or go talk to someone, it'll cure your depression. Well, while all those things are great and they are great treatments and you do need to do those things, they are important. I don't want to say that they're not, because they are. They do not cure depression. They are not going to make you more motivated to get out of bed every day whenever you have clinical depression. It's not going to happen. Well, usually. I don't want to say always, because it may work for someone. They may be able to motivate themselves and get out of bed. In my opinion, you don't have clinical depression if you can do that. Because I couldn't for months. I couldn't clean. I couldn't do anything except for take care of Ezekiel's. That was all I could do, because I had no energy. And I also went to school, which was super difficult, and I had nothing. Like, I felt so empty. Like, I didn't want to kill myself, and I wasn't hopeless. There were times when I wanted to kill myself, but it wasn't like a constant nagging thought. It used to be, but it wasn't at that time. This last time. And I've had episodes of depression where I've gotten over it by myself, and I could do it and think happy thoughts. Like, I was one of those people that thought that that's all you needed to do until after I had Zeke. And it wasn't even right after. It was a few months after. He was probably like, it was whenever I moved to Texas that it really just hit me. It was in June. And I just had no motivation for anything. I wasn't happy. It wasn't anyone's fault. No one did anything wrong. It was just me. And I had gone through a great deal of trauma whenever I was pregnant. And I didn't really deal with it at all. I just kind of pushed it to the side and was like, it'll work itself out. And then in June, it just kind of like came crashing down, and I just felt like I had to deal with it. But instead of dealing with it, I just shut down from the world. And it was really bad. And it drove a lot of people around me crazy and frustrated them. And it also frustrated me because I didn't even think that I was really that depressed. I worked out. I ate right. I did all these things. I tried to think positively. Like, I could banish the negative thoughts whenever I thought them and just cast them out of my mind and be like, no, I'm not going to think that. But I still woke up every morning and just stared at the ceiling. Like, Zeke would still be asleep, and I would just stare at the ceiling. Or if he was breastfeeding, at that time I was still breastfeeding. I was weaning, but that could have had something to do with it too. But I would just stare at stuff and not feel anything. I had no emotions. I was like a robot. And then when I did feel emotions, are you okay? He fell down. He's fine now. And then when I did feel emotions, I was overwhelmed by them. And it got to the point when my sister told me that I needed to get help. And I believed her. Like, I knew my sister loved me a lot and wouldn't just say that just to be mean or spiteful or anything. And so I knew it was serious, and then I did need to go get help. And so some things happened before that, but I did eventually go get help. And I saw a therapist, and he's like, well, let's try cutting back on sugar, because I have a sugar addiction, and it was getting way out of control. So we did that, and I feel like it's under control now, at least mostly. My hot chocolate. But then I also saw my doctor, and so sometimes with depression, people overeat. But for me and a lot of others that are kind of in the shadows, we don't get talked about, we undereat. And we don't eat, basically. We get stressed out, we don't eat. We do other things, because in my mind, eating is a waste of time. Like, I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that's correct. I'm saying in my mind, I think eating is a waste of time because I can be doing something else. It's very hard for me to sit down and eat a full meal. Unless I'm eating with someone else, because then I can say, well, that's time that I'm spending with someone else, and that's valuable to me. Time with others is extremely valuable to me. But whenever it's just me eating by myself, I have a hard time doing it. So I was getting underweight, and I had seen my physician, and I didn't realize how underweight I was until I stood on the scale, and it scared me. And then I talked to him about it, and we discussed some options. And I have another friend who takes antidepressants, and she told me about this one, and that she really likes it because it's safe for breastfeeding and pregnancy. Well, I'm not doing either of those things right now. I don't know if I will in the future, so I don't want anything that could be damaging to that. So I chose one that was safe for that reason. And it's just a very small little pill that is low dose, but it helps me phenomenally. And one of the side effects is weight gain. So it's supposed to make me hungrier. It doesn't, but it does help in a lot of other areas. It gives me energy. When I take it, I feel like me again. Like, honestly, like, I'm a super happy, bubbly person, but not when I'm depressed. And that's been a lot of my life. And there's such a stigma around it that it took me 21 years where I started having depression when I was about six years old. And that's not an exaggeration. I was about 6 whenever I started having depression. So this is over 10 years of depression that one tiny little pill could have helped. But because there's such a stigma around it, it took me years of episodes and wanting to kill myself and attempted suicides to get help. And having my sister tell me that I needed to get help. And then having a psychiatrist say, well, let's try these other methods before we try pills. And then my doctor sitting me down and giving me a quiz and saying, you have severe depression. And you're underweight. We need to get this under control. I want you to keep going to your therapist because that is great. But studies show, this is scientifically proven, that whenever you take medication and see therapists, that it helps a lot more than just one or the other. Don't just take pills and not talk to someone. Don't just talk to someone and not take pills if you have severe depression. It's not worth it being miserable because, yes, therapy helps a lot tremendously, but it takes time. And at that time, I didn't have any left. I had waited to the last minute to where I was withering away to nothing and I was getting sick all the time. So for me, the pill stigma has got to go because it's damaging. It damages lives to say you don't need that pill whenever it's something that they do need, because you would never tell someone with schizophrenia, with cancer, with other illnesses that are serious, with asthma, to not take their medication because there's other methods that they can do. You would never tell someone that. So why do you tell someone with depression and anxiety, which are illnesses, to not take their medication because there's something else? Don't make people feel guilty about that. But yeah, that's my rant of the day. I hope you can learn something from that. Maybe change your mind and your feelings on antidepressants, because they're not drugs that hurt people. They're drugs that help people. Bye. Bye. Gonna help clean up your mess. Yep, there's the broom. Okay, sweep up your mess. Sweep up all this toast. I'm coming to sweep it up. 10 months. Cleaning up after himself. Huh? Are you cleaning up after yourself? You gotta put the broom on the ground. There you go. I'll help. Okay, grab it. No. Okay, he gives up. So, it was quiet for a little too long, and I didn't see where Ezekiel was, so I went to go look for him, and lo and behold, Taylor didn't shut his door, and he went in there, and he found chocolate. You see those hands? Taylor, I will clean up your bed. You got into the chocolate! Why? So there's these kids that live downstairs below me in my apartment, and probably like a week ago or so, not sure how long ago, but anyway, they were playing monkey in the middle with this little toy bear, and I guess somehow it got on the roof, and so my window goes right out to the roof, and I had seen it up there, but I haven't got up my courage to go and get the bear because I wasn't sure if the roof would support my weight, because we kind of live, it's not a one-down apartment, but there's definitely like some older aspects of it, so I wasn't sure how old the roof was, and I didn't want to fall through, so I was a little scared. But today, I heard them playing outside, and so I was like, you know what, I should just get the bear. And so I did, and they had heard me, and then they went away. Because, I don't know, I don't think they're scared of me, they just, I don't know, but I went and I got the bear, and I threw it down to the dirt where cars wouldn't run over it or anything if they didn't see it for a minute. But they, all of a sudden we hear the little girl, and she goes, "My bear!" And it was so cute and precious. And so I was climbing in the window, and she saw me, and because she looked up, because she knew it was on the roof. But she was like, "She did it," and stuff. And she said thank you, and she was really appreciative and stuff. And I told her she was welcome and stuff. And that's all I was expecting. But then a few minutes later, there was a knock at the door, and we went, and Taylor went and got it because I was changing Zeke's diaper, and they brought up this little Jolly Rancher rose for me. It was so cute and so sweet. You see that? It's made out of Jolly Ranchers. I didn't know you could do that with Jolly Ranchers. It's so sweet.
I give away what he was gonna do.
Yes. Yuck, slobber. Mama. There's a lot of slobber. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. There's a lot of slobber. I love your kisses. Thank you for the kisses. Oh, did you see the camera? You can give the camera a kiss? Yeah? You can give him a kiss? Oh. Ow. What are you doing? Why are you doing this to me? Don't fall. You done? You are done. You are done. Ow. Okay, I'm done. Mwah. No. All done. Hello. Hello. Yo, I highly recommend Halo Top. I didn't know if I would like it because I've tried Arctic Circle. I think that's what it was. Or Arctic Top. I don't know. It's another healthy, air quotes, ice cream. I did not like it. But Halo Top is like really good. I got the birthday cake because it was on sale at Walmart. Very good. I shared it with Zeke. He also likes it. Yes, I know Mom is not supposed to have a lot of sugar. I know. I gave him some anyway. Huh? Mimi will tell you no ice cream for the baby. I should probably listen.